Okay, so you're putting in the work. You've got consistent uploads. Your storytelling is really on point, but you're getting absolutely zero views. It is just incredibly frustrating, isn't it? You pour hours into editing, you finally hit publish, and then just crickets. Well, if this sounds like you, I actually have some really great news. Your core content, it probably isn't the problem. You aren't failing at making great content, you're just losing people before they even give you a fair chance.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are completely cracking the code on why people are scrolling past your hard work. We're diving into a full masterclass on mastering the hook using the exact audio, text, and visual secrets shared by creator Swati's Dwivedi. If you're ready to transform your technical editing and storytelling into actual, undeniable view counts, you are exactly in the right place.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the exact roadmap we're going to use to solve your attention problem today. First, the 3-second struggle. Second, the triple-layered formula. Third, strategies to build curiosity. Fourth, auditing your own hooks. And finally, number 5, the golden retention rule.
All right, starting us off with Section 1, the 3-second struggle.
So, here is the brutal reality of today's internet. You have exactly 3 seconds, and honestly, sometimes even less, to convince a viewer not to just swipe away. Swati Dwivedi uses this brilliant analogy for it. She says, if you don't decorate the door and welcome your audience, they'll never step inside to see your great content. I mean, think about a house. No matter how incredibly furnished and beautiful the inside is at, say, minute 5 of your content, if your front door is totally uninviting, you're going to have 0 guests. Your hook is your front door. It is time we start decorating it.
Moving right along to Section 2, the triple-layered formula.
So you're probably wondering, how exactly do we decorate that door so people literally can't help but walk in? Well, you do it by grabbing their attention across all their sensory inputs at the exact same time. This scroll-stopping formula is made up of 3 sequential layers that you really need to be applying together. Step 1 is audio. That covers your tone of voice and building curiosity in your script. Step 2 is text, which is all about giving immediate visual reinforcement. And Step 3 is visuals, where we focus on movement and rapid scene changes. Using just one of these, I mean, it's okay, but stacking all 3 together simultaneously, that is how you create an absolutely magnetic hook.
Let's break down that very first layer, audio. Think about a standard, generic intro like, "Hi, welcome to a day in my life." That offers absolutely 0 curiosity. Why should anyone care, right? But if you use a curiosity-driven hook like, "I'm going to the gym for the first time," that immediately sparks questions in the viewer's mind. Will she know how to use the equipment? Is she going to be too shy to ask for help? Plus, and this is huge, your energetic tone has to match that excitement. Whatever you do, don't sound like you're just reading off a grocery list. Get this. A staggering 90% of people initially watch short-form videos on mute. 90%. This hard stat proves exactly why our second layer, text, is completely non-negotiable. If they cannot hear your super energetic audio hook, they have to be able to read it instantly. You need bold, readable text that perfectly matches what you're saying. Because honestly, without text, you simply don't exist to a viewer who's scrolling in silence.
And that brings us to layer 3, visuals. Now, in the first 3 seconds alone, you need some kind of movement at exactly 0.0 seconds. That could be a digital zoom in, you stepping into the frame, or even just throwing a prop. Then comes this really cool neurological trick. You have to force at least 2 scene changes or major angle shifts before that 3-second mark. Our brains are literally hardwired to pay attention to new visual stimuli. It forces the viewer to pause and process what they're seeing. Actually, fun fact, we're using visual pacing just like this in this very explainer to keep you engaged.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next point. Section 3, strategies to build curiosity.
Now that we've got the theory down, let's look at 3 highly actionable templates you can use right now. Strategy number 1 is start with a result. Saying something like, "I'll show you how to cook noodles," is incredibly slow and, frankly, boring. Instead, imagine showing a finished, steaming, delicious bowl of noodles, taking a massive bite on camera, and then explaining the process. Showing that amazing transformation or the final product right up front makes your audience desperately crave the how-to.
Strategy number 2 is the relatable question. Instead of just making a flat statement like, "I'll teach you video quality," try asking a direct hook like, "Want to know why my video looks so sharp?" But here is the absolute critical part to remember. The question must directly resonate with your specific target audience's desires. It has to be highly relatable to what your viewers want to achieve, or it's just not going to work.
Strategy number 3 is contrast.
So instead of a boring watch my editing process, you use a scroll-stopping juxtaposition. Something like 7 hours to film, 20 seconds to edit. Wow, right? Pitting two completely extreme concepts against each other creates this irresistible knowledge gap. The viewer's brain simply has to stick around just to resolve how those two things can possibly exist in the same reality.
All right, let's put this into practice. Section 4, auditing your own hooks.
It is time for a bit of a reality check. I want you to mentally put your most recent uploads under the microscope for a quick diagnostic. Do you have really long introductions? Let me tell you, if you start with "Hi, my name is," you are going to get scrolled past before you even finish your own name. Are you talking too slowly or maybe leaving these long, awkward pauses? Are you using generic, totally overused phrases like "how to grow on YouTube"? Or worse, do you have zero visual movement? Look, if you just checked any of those boxes, it is a huge flashing sign that you need to rethink and rewrite your hooks.
So the crucial point is, well, it leads us right into Section 5, the Golden Retention Rule.
I need to give you a massive, absolutely crucial warning about what happens immediately after you execute that perfect 3-second hook. No clickbait allowed. None. Your hook absolutely must match your core content. You see, tricking your audience with a sensational, over-the-top hook might win you a quick 3-second view today. But when they realize they've been fooled, they're out of there. And that ultimately destroys your long-term trust and absolutely tanks your channel's retention metrics.
It all summarizes perfectly into this one insight from Swati. A good hook makes people watch, but good content makes them stay. All the fancy audio tricks, the big bold text, the rapid visual scene changes, that is all just the invitation. Your actual content still has to be the fantastic, valuable party they were hoping for when they stepped through your beautifully decorated door.
So, I want to leave you with this final, thought-provoking question. What made you stop and watch this explainer today? Was it the text? Was it the audio tone? Maybe the visual movement caught your eye. Take a second to analyze your own psychology. Start noticing the exact hooks that grab your attention online. Apply this triple-layered formula to your own work and literally watch your views transform. Keep creating, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.